Good morning, everyone. Please, if you haven't already, take a seat on your mat. And I invite you to close your eyes for a few moments. Bring your awareness inside. Awareness of the breath. As you breathe into the space of your awareness, begin to feel yourself settle. Settle down towards the earth. As though you were truly arriving. And once you feel that rooted quality through your sits bones, your legs, draw energy and light all the way up your spine, through the crown of your head. Lift your heart. Let the shoulder blades settle on the back ribs as the shoulders relax away from the ears. Soften your face. And again, bring awareness to the breath. And with that slight constriction of the throat for the ujjayi breath, perhaps hearing the sound, that ocean sound, that soft sound that occurs when we breathe in this way. And this gives the mind something to focus on as we practice. The sound of our breath. Take a few more breaths like this. Softly rooted through the sits bones and the tailbone. And lifted through the crown of the head. And as you focus inside, notice anything that shows up as guidance or intention for your practice. And practicing loving kindness this morning, let's keep it simple and simply breathe in love and breathe out peace. Breathing in love, breathing out peace. As you breathe in this way, notice if there's any place where you're holding and do your best to let it go. Softening your jaw, softening your face. Just staying with the breath. Keeping the spine long and tall. We'll take a few more rounds of breath while Stella digs in the carpet. And then softly bring your hands to your heart space in Anjali Mudra. And from here, we'll chant one Om. Take a couple of cleansing breaths first. Deep inhalation. And let it go. Another deep breath in like that. And let that go too. And on an inhalation, let's begin. Om. And then very softly release your hands to your lap or to your thighs and let your eyelids lift. And here we are. Let's take our hands, fingertips right behind the head, just lightly touching behind the head, and then do your best to send your elbows directly out to either side. Staying with your breath, draw the shoulder blades towards one another, hugging into the midline, towards the spine. And then from here, you can envision the tips of your shoulder blades drawing towards one another, down and towards one another. Stay with your breath, patiently allowing the fibers to stretch, open up. Stay with your breath. Then take a deep breath in. And very gently and slowly, keeping the shoulders just where they are, let your arms lower down. And just feel what that feels like in your body. If there's any differences, whatever has arisen. And then from here, take your hands out in front, turn the palms forward, and we'll take a breath in. And as you exhale, draw the belly in and lower down. Inhale, lift the heart, reach up. And exhale, draw the belly in, press them down. Inhale again, lift. Exhale, draw the belly in, draw the heart back, press the hands down. And 2 more of these. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, draw the belly in. 1 more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press it away. Release the hands, come back up to sit nice and tall. Then take your hands out once again to either side. Turn the palms up to the sky and take a breath in, press it up. Fingertips touch. Exhale, press down, hug the shoulder blades towards one another. Another one like that. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press down, hug the shoulder blades towards one another, and then reach behind you, intertwine the fingers, and press the backs of the hands towards the earth. Now lower your head down and turn towards the right. Keep pressing the backs of the hands towards the earth, patiently breathing into the stretch. And then you can lift the chin. Just feel what that feels like in your body. And lower, stretching through the upper trapezius. Lift again. And lower. Return your head to center. And bring it up. Look straight ahead. Take a couple of breaths here. And let's change the hold on the intertwining of the fingers. Intertwine the unusual way. Take a breath in and lower the head, the chin towards the chest, and then revolve the head towards the other side and draw the chin down towards the chest. Do your best to keep the shoulders stable and then lift your chin. Exhale, look down. Feeling that stretch through the upper trapezius, and then inhale up. Feeling the stretch through the scalenes and the sternoclavicular mastoid muscle. Exhale, look down. One more time. Inhale up, press the hands down. Exhale, lower. And then return your head back to center. Look straight ahead and release your hands. Place your hands on your knees and let's rotate the shoulders. Nice and slow, big rotations. And go both directions, please. Notice your breath. And then pause. And let's come to child's pose. Keep your blanket not too far away. And you can bring the blocks to the top of your mat unless you like to bring one under your forehead, which is totally fine. Bring your big toes together and draw your sits bones towards your heels. Knees hip width distance apart. Sit up tall. Keep the width, the broadness through the collarbones, shoulder blades drawing towards one another on the back body. Take a breath in, draw the belly in and the inner groins in and back. Bring your hands to the mat and then walk them overhead. Reach them out long as you lower down. Staying with the breath. letting the breath assist in opening up the back body. Press the fingertips and the palms into the mat, hugging the muscles to the bones in the arms and lifting the arm bones and the wrists off the mat. On your next inhalation, please walk your hands to the right. Lift your hips for a moment. Take a nice big stretch through the side body, inviting the breath into the armpit, the lung, the ribs, the side waist. On your next breath in, please walk your hands back to center. Take a breath cycle here. Next inhalation, walk your hands back over to the left side of your mat. Lift your hips for a moment. Set them back towards your heels. Breathe here into the right side body. On your next inhalation, please walk your hands back to center. And notice where you are now. Two more breath cycles here. And on your next inhalation, please bring your hands under your shoulders, spreading the fingers wide, press up. Sit up nice and tall in Virasana. Again, taking your hands behind you, press them down, open through the front body. Relax your jaw, relax your face, listen to your breath. And then release your hands. Move your knees out to the width of your mat and walk your hands overhead once again. Lower down and take a breath in as you send your right arm out to the side and then scoop it under. Come into a twist, tenting your left palm up off the mat. Breathe. Soft face, soft jaw, soft eyes. Two more breath cycles here. Draw that shoulder blade towards the hip, away from the ears. On your next breath in, bring that left hand under or towards you, press up, and walk the hands overhead once again, lengthening over the mat. On your next breath in, send the left arm out to the side and then scoop it under. Come on to the left side of the face. Touch your right palm up off the mat. Draw the right shoulder blade down and away from the ear towards the hip. Breathe here. Soft face, soft jaw. Focus on the breath. One more breath cycle here. And then bring the hands under the shoulders. Spread the fingers wide, press up, and lift the knees back to hip width distance apart. Turn your toes under and walk your feet forward to the top of your mat, Uttanasana. Cup your elbows with either hand. You can bend your knees if there's any strain in your back, or keep them long. And just allow yourself to hang here, lengthening the hamstrings, lengthening the spine, and letting your head hang freely, even nodding your head yes, no. Listen to your breath. And then place your hands on your hips. Ground into both feet, and with the strength of your legs, rise up, Tadasana. Please bring your hands to Anjali Mudra, right in front of your heart. Lift your toes and spread them wide and press into all four corners of both feet. Lift your arches. Keep your toes spread wide and lower them to the mat. Then press your feet away from one another. Isometrically charge up your legs. Charge up your core all the way up. Stay with your breath. Draw the belly in, lift your heart, tuck your lower ribs. Bring your shoulders away from your ears, shoulder blades on the back body. Lift through the crown of your head, draw the ears back. So if you were to drop one line from the ears down, your ears would stack over your shoulders, would stack over your hips, would stack over your knees, ankles. From here, let's practice half Surya Namaskar. Take a breath in, press hands. As you exhale, release the hands. Inhale, sweep the arms up, fingertips touch overhead. Exhale, open the arms, hinge at the hips, and lower down, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway up. Exhale, bow in. Inhale, head lifts. Exhale, bow to the legs. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Bow in, inner rotate at the head of the thigh bones. Inhale, head lifts, long spine. Exhale, bow in, keep pressing into all four corners of your feet. Take a breath in to lengthen again, draw the belly in. Exhale, bow to the legs. And on your next breath in, send the arms out wide, come parallel to the earth, ground into all four corners of your feet. And on the next breath in, lift up. Fingertips reach overhead. Fingertips touch. Find your right wrist with your left hand. Lengthen from the sole of your right foot out through the palm of the hand. Take a breath in, grow a little bit longer. And as you exhale, crescent over to the left, sending your right hip out to the right. Reach a little longer, a little pull on the wrist. Breathe. Inhale, come up. Switch the hold on your wrists. Ground into both feet, especially the left. Pressing into the left foot, reach out through the left palm. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, crescent over to the right, sending your hip to the left. Press out through the palm, a little pull on the wrist. And with your next breath in, press into your right foot to come back up. Reach long through the fingertips, drawing the ribs up in a small thoracic back bend. And as you exhale, bring your hands to Anjali Mudra in front of your heart. Good, let's add on. Inhale, press hands. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Exhale, float down, hinging at the hips, finding the earth, your mat, your legs, or your blocks. Inhale, head lift. Exhale, bow. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Draw the belly in. Exhale, bow to the legs. On your next breath in, bend your knees. Frame your feet with your hands or your blocks. And we'll send the left leg back behind you. Runner's lunge. Reach out through that back leg. Take a breath in here, and you can bring your hands to your knee. Stay here or take your arms out to either side. Take a breath here. Option to lift the arms overhead. Inhale, lower the arms, find your blocks. Take a breath in. And lower the back knee to the mat. Let the top of your foot reach the mat. Make sure your right knee is just over the ankle foot and not beyond it. Take a couple of breaths here. Lengthen. Bring your hands to your knee. Bring your body, your torso, vertical to the earth. Draw the right hip back and let the left hip wrap forward. Keep lifting, an option to take your arms out to either side, pressing into all four corners of the front foot. Option to take a breath in, lift the arms, lift the heart, reach through the fingertips. If you've lifted up into the back bend, take your gaze back to the front of the room. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, lower your hands to the blocks. Inhaling, turn your back toes under and press back up into lunge pose. Let's take a twist. Bring your your right hand to your hip. Keep drawing the left hip forward, the right hip back so you square your hips to the front of the mat. Inhaling, twist, taking the ribs around the axis of your spine. Twist, option to take the arm up to the sky. Opening the heart to the side of the room. Breathe. Maybe you lean back just a bit. Inhale here. Exhale, lower down. From here, we're going to walk the hands or the blocks or both forward, come around in a nice wide stance. Take a couple of breaths here, and you can turn your toes out and bring your heels in this time, and then take your hands to your thighs and drop your hips towards the earth in a nice wide squat. Good. Draw the belly in, sit up as tall as you can, and then send your arms out to either side. Take a breath in, lengthen the legs, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, press up, hug the muscles to the bones in the legs. Exhale, lower, come into that wide squat. Draw the shoulder blades towards one another, inhaling to come up. Lengthen through the fingertips. Exhale, draw those shoulder blades towards one another once again. Stay in the squat, bring your hands to your knees or your thighs, and we're going to take the left shoulder forward, reaching along through the side body. Inhale back to center, and then exhale, go the other way. And we'll take a couple more of these to either side, flowing with your breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, come forward, stretching, and then inhale, come back to center. Take a breath in and lengthen the legs. Bring your hands to your hips. Take a breath in, and once again, draw the belly in. And as you exhale, come forward. Bring your hands to your blocks, and we'll walk them around, coming back into the lunge. Take a few breaths here. And then we'll step the back leg forward, coming into Uttanasana. Bring your hands to your hips. Make sure your feet are just under your hip sockets. And on your next breath in with a long spine, come up and back to Tadasana. Take a couple of breaths here. And let's take the other side. Take a breath in, press hands. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Exhale, hinge at the hips and come forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, head lift, draw the belly in. Exhale, hinge at the hips and bow to the legs. One more time. Inhale, draw the muscles to the bones in the legs. Exhale, lower down, bow to the legs. Inhale and bend your knees. Place your blocks to frame your feet. And as you exhale, send the right leg back behind you. Runner's lunge. Bring your hand to your knee, or your hands to your knees, hands to knee, and lift up. Hug the muscles to the bones in the legs, an option to take the arms out to either side, and option to lift up. Take a breath in, and then float the arms back to your blocks. Again, drawing the left hip back, the right hip forward. Keep squaring the hips best you can with the front of your mat. Inhale here, and then exhale, lowering the knee to the mat and extending the toes back behind your ankle. Bring yourself to as vertical as possible with your torso. Place your hand on your knee. Take a couple of breaths here, making sure that your knee is just over and not beyond your ankle foot. You can draw both legs towards one another isometrically, charging up the legs. Option to take the arms out to the sides. And option to inhale and lift the fingertips towards the sky. You can stay right here or lift your heart and your gaze upwards, reaching long through the fingertips, shoulder blades drawing down towards the hips. Next breath in or out, lower your hands, bringing your gaze back to the front of the room. Take a breath in and turn the back toes under and press up. And we're back in the lunge. And we'll lean into the right hand and bring the left hand to the hip, squaring the hips once again with the front of the mat, and then revolving the ribs around the spine. You can stay right here or bring your arm up, reaching out through the fingertips, pressing out through the back heel, opening the heart to the left side of your mat. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, bring your hand back to your block. And we'll do the same thing on this side. We'll bring the feet to parallel one another as we walk the blocks or your hands around. And then turning your toes out farther than your heels, bend your knees and bring your hands to your thighs. In a big wide squat, lift your spine perpendicular to the earth, and then taking your arms out to either side, take a breath in and lift up. Lengthen the legs, touch the fingertips overhead, and as you exhale, draw those shoulder blades towards one another, bending into the squat. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift up. Hug the muscles to the bones in the legs. Exhale, lower down. Then bringing your hands to your thighs. Take a breath in, lengthen the legs, hinge at the hips, and bring your hands to your blocks. This time you can turn your toes in and send your heels out. You might bring your legs in closer or keep them where they are, depending upon your body, and begin to lower down, keeping your spine long. Good, and then see if it feels good to bring your fingertips between your legs and back behind you. Letting the spine decompress. Beautiful work. Then bring your hands back under your shoulders. Take a breath in and lengthen so you're parallel with the earth once again. Find your blocks. Take a breath in right here. And as you exhale, we'll come back to lunge. Walk your feet to hip width distance apart. Take a breath right here. And then we'll bend the back knee and step up to Uttanasana. Here you can bring your hands behind your back once again. Intertwine the fingers and send the arms up to the sky. Wrap the shoulder blades towards one another and open through the shoulders and the front body. Hug the muscles to the bones in the legs, and if it feels better in your practice, you can bend your knees. Let those arms open up towards your upper body or even towards the front of your mat, depending upon your flexibility. From here, we're going to root into the feet, and with the strength of our legs, jackknife up, pressing the backs of the hands towards the earth. Take a couple of breaths here. Press, press, press. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, release the hands and let them float up to the sky. Urdhva Hastasana, reach long through the fingertips. And exhale. Anjali Mudra, Tadasana. Take a few breaths here. Feel the life force energy in your body as you breathe. Listen to your breath. Let your mind attend to your breath. Good. And then release your hands to either side. Take a look at your feet. Make sure they're right under your hip sockets, please. We'll take chair pose. Take a breath in and sweep the arms up overhead, sending your knees directly out in front. Root into the feet. Inhale here. Exhale, send your arms back behind you. Draw the belly in. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, send them back. Tip the tailbone towards the earth. Draw the belly in. Inhale, lift the arms overhead. Exhale, send them back behind you. Take a breath in, and then as you exhale, lower your hands to the mat or your blocks in Uttanasana. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, bend your knees, frame your feet with your blocks, and send your left leg back behind you. Lunge. Now we'll take pyramid pose. You can lower the back heel to the mat and lengthen over your front leg. Do your best to keep the legs long. Take a few breaths here. Do your best to keep your spine long. Adjusting the height of your blocks. If you find yourself hunching over your front leg, do your best not to become kyphotic or hunched. Stay with your breath. And on your next inhalation, come back to lunge. As you exhale, press back to pyramid pose. Inhale to lunge, lifting the heel. Exhale, lower the heel, come back to pyramid. Inhale again, lunge pose. Exhale, pyramid. And then come back to lunge. And again, walk your blocks. We'll come into that wide angle forward fold. Parallel both feet, so you might have to take a little step. And now bring your fingertips to the earth and bend your left knee for a lunge into that knee, pressing the sole of your extended leg foot into the earth. Hug the muscles to the bones. Inhale back to center. Exhale, walk your fingertips to the other side. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the other side. Inhale again, center and over as you exhale. A couple more of these. And on your next inhalation, please come back to center. Firm into the energy of both feet. Find your blocks, and we'll come back to face the front of the mat. Organize your feet so they're on railroad tracks. Take a breath in lunge, and then step your left foot forward, Uttanasana. Bring your hands to your hips, draw the belly in, and with the strength of your legs, come up. Bring your hands to Anjali Mudra in front of your heart. Take a couple of breaths here. Listen to your breath. As you listen to your breath, feel the prana or chi or life force energy as it flows through your body. Again, doing your best to stack your ears over your shoulders, over your hips, over your knees and ankles. Take a breath in and press hands. And exhale, release. We're taking the other side. Inhale, sweep the arms up, reach long through the fingertips, draw the belly in. And as you exhale, hinge at the hips and float forward, finding your blocks for 2 head lifts. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, bow to the legs. Inhale, head lifts, lengthen the spine. Exhale, bow to the legs. On your next inhalation, bend your knees, frame your feet with your blocks, and extend your leg back behind you. A couple breaths here, press out through the back foot. And inhale, come into pyramid. And as always, do your best to draw your hips so that they are paralleling the front of the mat. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, pyramid. Turn the heel towards the earth and send your foot into a 45-degree angle. Exhale, pyramid, lift the heel. Press out through the heel. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Lengthen the legs, lengthen the spine. Exhale. Couple more. Inhale. Exhale. And on your next breath in, lengthen into lunge. And then bending the back knee, step forward. Uttanasana. As you are here in Uttanasana, clasp your hands behind you, intertwine the fingers the unusual way. Take a breath in and lift the arms high. Draw the belly in, hinging at the hips and the arms way up. Open the shoulders. On your next inhalation, bend your knees and come on up. Press the backs of your hands down towards the earth. Open through the front body. Open through the shoulders. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, release the hands. Let them reach long through the side bodies. Draw the belly in. And as you exhale, come into Anjali Mudra. Let's take a couple of chair poses. Release your hands to either side. And on your next breath in, sweep the arms up and sit back in chair, sending your knees out in front of you, tailbone towards the earth. Draw the belly in. And as you exhale, send the arms back behind you. Take a breath in and lengthen the arms overhead. Exhale, send them back behind you, chair pose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, send them back. And on your next breath, lower down, Uttanasana. Take a couple of breath cycles right here. Pressing into all 4 corners of both feet and hugging the muscles to the bones. Do the best to bring your hips right over your ankles. If you'd like, you can cup either elbow in the other hand. Sway from side to side if that feels good in your body. Hug the muscles to the bones in the legs. Then bring your hands to your hips. Draw the belly in, and on an inhalation, rise up with the strength of your legs. If you'd like to let your hands come to either side, palms face forward, find Tadasana. Listen to your breath. Let your mind rest into the sound of your breath. And then from here, we'll bend the knees and step the left foot back for Virabhadrasana. Let's go right into it. So we're going to line the feet up and bring the left arm out and the right arm out, palms to the sky. Take a breath in and lift the fingertips high. And as you exhale, keep the palms towards the sky and bend into your front knee. Inhale, lift up. Fingertips touch overhead, long side bodies. Exhale, come down into Virabhadrasana 2, pressing into the outer edge of your back foot. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up. Good. Exhale, lower down. Take a look at your front knee. Make sure it's just over the ankle foot. Another time, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Stay here and reverse your warrior. And you can either let your left hand drift down the leg or wrap it behind you, whichever feels best in your body, and breathe. And then come back to Virabhadrasana 2, palms towards the earth. Look out over your right fingertips. Inhale, lengthen the leg, lower the arms, and we'll turn the feet to the other side. Make sure you line your feet up once again. And take the arms up to the sky. Reach out through the fingertips and grow the side bodies long. Inhale here. Exhale, bend into the front knee. Keep the torso perpendicular to the earth. Inhale, lift. Fingertips touch overhead. Exhale, lower down. Draw the belly in. Take a peek at your left knee. Make sure it's just over the ankle foot. Inhale, lift up. Good. Exhale, lower down. 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open up, lower down. 1 more time. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. Stay here and take reverse warrior. Either way you love it. Reach out through those upper fingertips. Keep that left knee over the ankle foot. Press into the outer edge of the back foot. Take a couple breaths here. Inhale, come back to Vira 2, palms towards the earth. Another 2 breath cycles here. Relax the shoulders away from the ears and draw them towards one another. And then on an exhalation, lengthen and lower your arms. Turn the foot, come to the top of your mat, in Tadasana. And let's find our blanket. And we're going to come into Malasana. So you might want to bring a block if you like to use a block. Bring your blanket right behind you so that when you lower down from your Malasana, your hips reach your blanket. And then taking a wide stance, just as wide as your mat, with your feet slightly turned out, draw your hips towards the earth and begin to lower down. You can bring your fingertips to the mat as you guide yourself down into Malasana, perhaps through froggy pose. And then bringing your elbows into the insides of your knees. Do your best to lengthen the spine. Breathe here. Press the elbows into the thighs. Broaden through the collarbones. And breathe. Soften your face. We'll stay here for 3 more breath cycles. Giving the fibers an opportunity to stretch, beneficial stretch. And then you can lower your fingers to the mat and even bring your hands behind you, guiding your hips onto your blanket. Then from here, find your seat just like we do in the beginning of practice. Sit up as tall as you can. Draw the belly in. Make sure you're sitting on that anterior portion of your sits bones. Take a breath in and we'll take a twist. Lengthening through the crown of your head as you exhale, bring your right fingertips right behind you at the base of your spine. Draw that shoulder blade around and back and turn to look over your back shoulder. Soft face, soft jaw. And if it feels good, you can turn to look over the other shoulder. Soften the face and the eyes and the jaw. And then bring your gaze back to neutral. Take another breath in to lengthen the spine. And then return to center as you exhale. Take a breath cycle here. Listening to your breath, take another breath in to lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, bring the left fingertips right to the base of your spine, encouraging the shoulder to open, the spine to lengthen. Turn to look over the back shoulder. Soften the jaw, soften the eyes. Listen to your breath. Turn, if it feels good, to look over the other shoulder, kind of tilting the head back to lengthen those fibers along the front body. Beautiful. Enjoy your breath. On your next inhalation, bring your head back to neutral. Take a deep breath in, grow the spine long, draw the belly in, and as you exhale, return to center. Taking a couple breaths right here. Feel those shoulder blades as they hug towards one another, drawing the tips of the shoulder blades towards one another and down. Feel that expansive quality through the collarbones and the shoulders, the neck, the jaw. Feel the breath, hear the breath. Let's take a side bend, sending the arms out to either side. Take a breath in and lift the right arm up and over and come right into the side bend. Press the right sits bone down and into the earth. Organize your shoulders so they're stacked and facing, your heart is facing forward. Breathe into the side body, starting with the armpit. All the way down and out the hip. Reach out through the upper fingertips. On your next breath in, lift and lengthen to come back up. Beautiful. Arms out again to either side. Lengthen the spine. Draw the shoulder blades towards one another. And on an inhalation, lift and come all the way over into your side bend. Keeping best you can, the shoulders stacked one over the other, the heart facing forward. Opening through the side body. Invite the breath in into the armpit and down and out the hip. On your next inhalation, reach just a little longer through the fingertips. And as you exhale, come back up to sit up nice and tall. And from here, you can stay right where you are. I'm just turning to orient myself along my mat. We'll take Baddha Konasana, bringing the soles of your feet together and walking your sits bones towards the front edge of your blanket so that your pelvis nutates or becomes neutral. Neutral being that 30-degree tilt that allows the spine to find its natural curvatures. And if this means that your feet come out a ways from your pelvic floor, then that's fine. And you can use blocks under your knees if that's helpful. Listen to your body and do the best you can to practice loving kindness to yourself, for yourself. As you sit up tall, take a breath in, lift through the crown of your head, and exhale. Hinge at the hips and come forward, keeping your spine long. Breathe into the stretch, breathe into the sensations. Take a few breaths here, keeping your spine long, drawing the shoulder blades towards one another, towards the midline of the spine on your back body. And on your next inhalation, lift up, grow long, draw the belly in. We'll take that again, taking another breath in, lengthen a little bit more. And as you exhale, hinge and come forward. Keep the spine long and breathe into the sensations as they arise. Keep broad through the collarbones. hugging those shoulder blades towards the midline of your back body. A soft gaze towards your mat. And on the next breath in, lift back up. Good. If you've used the blocks, you can move them off to the side and help your knees back up and lengthen the legs out in front. Maybe give them a little shake, a little back and forth if that feels good. And then from here, we're going to take a breath in and draw the right heel in and towards the hips, reaching out long through that front leg, the left leg, toes to the sky, hugging in and lifting up. Then lengthening the left arm out in front, take a breath in, and exhale, draw the head of the arm bone into the shoulder socket. Keep sitting up tall. Another breath in to grow just a little bit longer. And as you exhale, take a twist, bringing your right fingertips right behind you so that you can assist your spine in lengthening towards the sky. Do your best to lower the shoulders away from the ears. Soft face, you can just look out the right side of your mat. Take some breaths here. And on your next inhalation, grow a little bit longer. And as you exhale, come back to center, facing forward on your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release your right leg, let it come forward. Take a couple breaths here in Dandasana, draw the belly in, sit up tall. Feel your core engage. Feel your shoulders rest away from your ears and draw towards one another on your back body. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, draw the left leg in towards your hips. Sit up tall, press out through the sole of your extended leg foot, hugging the muscles to the bones. Draw the shoulder blades towards one another on your back body. Stay broad through your collarbones. Take a breath in, grow just a little longer. And as you exhale, bring your left hand back behind you, just at the base of the spine, and wrap around. Hug that left shoulder blade all the way around and onto your back ribs. Beautiful work. Your gaze can be just out to the left side of your mat. Lift your heart. Lower the shoulders away from the ears. Let the sound of your breath give your mind something to focus on. Soften your face. And on your next breath in, grow the spine long. And as you exhale, come back to center. Inhale. Exhale, lengthen the leg away from you. Sit up nice and tall, press out through the soles of both feet, especially the big toe pad. Draw the belly in. Let's take some swimming motions with the arms. We'll take a breath in and send the right arm back, up and around to the outside of the left leg, and then the other arm comes up and over. Coordinate and synchronize with the breath, inhaling, exhaling. Feel the shoulders as they open, spiraling the arms around, feeling the full range of motion in the shoulders. Opening the arm back, up and around. One more cycle like this. And then pause back in Dandasana. Take a few breaths to settle in right here. And then you can take your hands behind you, lift your hips up off the blanket, and take your hands behind your thighs and carefully and with control roll down all the way down onto your mat. So you're in constructive rest pose. Lift your hips for a moment to lengthen through the tip of your tailbone. Lower down and feel your back body on the mat, on the earth. Feel the support beneath you. Take a few breaths just here. Firming both feet into the mat, take an inhalation and lift your right foot to come across at the ankle. So we're in figure 4. Take a couple of breaths here. On your next breath in, reach for your left shin or thigh and hug in. Bring those knees towards your upper body, doing the best you can to keep your lower back towards the mat rather than arching, and lengthen the back of your neck. Keep both feet active and listen again to your breath. Hug that knee, hug the leg, breathe into the right hip, the hip flexors. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Let them sink down towards the mat. Soften your face, soften your jaw. A few more breaths here. And then keeping the legs just where they are, release your hold and open your arms out to either side in a T. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, send the legs over to the left. And you can bring a block or a blanket under your knee or under your foot, whatever might feel best for you in your practice. Enjoy your breath, and if it feels good, you can look over towards your right fingertips. Doing your best to keep both shoulder blades resting on the mat. Soft face, soft jaw, soft eyes. Listen to your breath. And we'll stay here for 3 more breath cycles. To come out, we'll press the arms into the earth, draw the belly in, and on your next breath in, lift the legs with the strength of your legs and your core. And then set both feet back on the mat. Take a breath cycle here. And on your next inhalation, cross your left ankle over your right knee or thigh near the knee. Lengthen the spine, lengthen the back of the neck. And as you inhale again, reach through the legs to find your shin or your thigh. Draw the legs towards your chest. Keep both feet active and dorsiflexed. Enjoy your breath. Soften your face. Feel the stretch in the outer hip flexors. Keep both feet active. Stay aware of what's going on with the back of your neck. The chin likes to pop up in this. Sometimes it can even be helpful to place a block under your head or a blanket. We're going to take that twist again. Take a breath in and keep the legs just where they are, opening the arms into a T. And on an inhalation, reach long through the fingertips. And as you exhale, send the knees over to the right side. And you can place a block again under the knees or the foot. If it feels good in your body, turn and look over the left fingertips, doing your best to keep your shoulder blades on the mat. And breathe into the stretch. Soft face, soft jaw, soft eyes. Practicing with ujjayi breath. A few more breaths here. And to come out of the twist again, we'll press the arms into the earth, draw the belly in, and on an inhalation, using the strength of your legs and your core, bring the legs back up, and as you exhale, lower both feet to the mat. Lengthen the spine, lifting the hips once again, lengthen the neck, and take a breath in, draw both knees in towards your chest. Hug the knees. Breathe here. Keep the feet active. From here, please find happy baby pose, bringing your hands wherever is best for you in your practice. Dropping the knees towards the earth, and you can rock your baby if that feels good. Relax the shoulders, relax the face. Send the breath into your root chakra, your pelvic floor, into the sensation in the groins and the hips. On your next breath in, bring the soles of your feet together and press your knees out, holding your feet for Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined bound angle pose. Do your best to open through the collarbones, drawing the shoulder blades around to hug into the back ribs. Couple more breath cycles here. And then please bring your knees back towards one another to hug in Apanasana, keeping your feet flexed. And on your next inhalation, if it feels good in your body, you can lift your head, bringing your forehead towards your knees. Couple breaths here. Take a breath in, and on the exhalation, unwind, unfurl, open up into Shavasana. Cover up if that's helpful. Stay warm. Create some space between your legs. Let your toes rotate outward if that's the natural inclination of your body. Draw your shoulder blades under your back. Even your weight distribution on your sacrum. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, send the breath out your fingertips and out the soles of your feet. And another deep breath in. And let it go the same way. And begin to feel the skin of your body soften and melt away from the bones and the muscles. The skin, as it softly melts away from the muscles and the bones. And then notice the muscles release and unravel. Unravel away from the bones and melt. Melt down into your mat. Noticing the bones. The bones as they grow heavier and heavier. so heavy they actually sink. Sink into the mat and into the earth. And what's left is the breath and your beautiful, shining, golden, radiant heart floating on the wings of your breath. Expansive, radiant, and luminous, your heart. Soft, expansive, and full. Your breath. And begin to bring awareness to the breath. Feeling the rise and the fall of the chest and the belly. The sweet sensation of the breath as it breathes you. Bringing awareness to the body. Notice your toe tips. Notice your fingertips. And begin to rub your thumbprint against each fingertip. wiggling your toes. And then circling the wrists and the ankles in both directions. And then reaching long, take a deep breath in. Point your toes and enjoy a deep breath and a stretch. And let it go. Take any movement that feels good in your body. And then please roll onto your right side and remain there for a few breath cycles. And then please press up using your hands and your arms. Come to a seat on your mat. And then a little different this morning, take your hands out to either side. Lengthen your spine. Sit up tall and take a breath in. Lift your arms up. Reach out through the fingertips. Exhale, press down. Open your heart. Draw the shoulder blades towards one another. Another one like that. Inhale, lift. Stretch. One more time. Exhale, press down. Inhale, lift. And this time as you exhale, bring your hands to Anjali Mudra in front of your heart. Bow your head in gratitude for your heart, gratitude for breath, gratitude for life, gratitude for one another, and gratitude for all our ancestors. Please join with me in sending metta out to all beings. May all beings be happy and peaceful. May all beings be healthy and strong. May all beings be safe and protected. May all beings be filled with loving kindness and forgiveness. May all beings live with ease and grace all the days of their lives. Please join with me again and take a deep breath in. Breathe in love. As you exhale, breathe out peace. Again, please breathe in love. Fill your heart. And as you exhale, send it all out. Let's chant one Om with one another. Take a breath in. Let's begin. Om. Thank you so much for your practice. Thank you for practicing with one another and with me. Namaste.